facing the police every single day.
November 5th, 2018. 5 hours, 12 minutes, 33 seconds.
Oh. No, I don't want to call your wife.
Hi,
I don't
it's
want
the
to call
city
your
with the
wife at all.
transfer. I'm not sure who's on the line here.
We're at McDonald's.
But they're talking about they're at McDonald's at Port Charlotte with a guy who has a gun saying he killed somebody.
You're on Tammany Trail? Is that close to the bridge?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, there's your ID, sir. There's your ID.
And he has a gun on him?
Were you in? Yes, ma'am. Were you in the military, sir?
Yeah, I was in the military.
What were you in? My husband was in the military.
I know you're trying to talk me out of it.
No, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I don't want to talk you out of anything, hon.
I was in the Marine Corps.
You were?
I did a lot of things that I ain't going to try about.
Well, that happens in a time of war, sir. That happens.
Well, I was a sniper and all over.
Well, that's what snipers are trained to do. That's what snipers are trained to do. My husband was Army. He was a telecommunications. Okay, I'll get him. Do you want me to get him here?
They need to come and get me in.
Yeah, all right, I'll have them come and get you.
Tell them they want to come prepared.
They want to come prepared. I understand they want to come prepared. What kind of gun is that?
Fully automatic AK-47.
It's a fully automatic AK-47. My husband used to have one of those. 47. Is that why they named it that? No. Okay. Yeah? Okay, well, they're coming. They're coming.
He has the gun with him. You can see it.
Yes, ma'am. No, I don't want to get hurt, sir. I save people for a living.
I know you do.
I work hard.
Are there other people in the store there?
No, ma'am.
Just you and him?
Yeah, we're out in the parking lot.
You're in the parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
What does he look like?
He'll be here in just a minute.
Are you able to tell me
what kind of car is this?
What his name
so
is?
I can tell him. It's a red Prius. That's what we're driving. That's nice. I like Toyota. I had a Toyota once. Oops, put it in park, sweetie. I don't want you to roll off. I don't want anybody to get hurt, though. Who do you want to get hurt? Yourself?
I want to get. Tell them if they don't take me out, I will them.
If they don't take you out, you're going to take them out?
Yeah, right there.
Sir?
No, get out of here.
Yeah.
engaged in a verbal.
Just walk through some of those details.
Right. So this morning we did have a disturbance where a male pulled into the parking lot here at the McDonald's behind me, engaged in a verbal altercation with a witness who had called 911. When deputies showed up on scene, the male displayed a weapon and made several verbal threats, and the officers did have to use lethal force. The suspect is deceased at this time, and no deputies were injured. Beyond that, it's really an active investigation as deputies work with the state attorney's office and our major crimes unit to determine exactly what occurred this morning.
And at this point,
Deputies shoot, kill man who aimed rifle at them in Charlotte County. Deputies said it happened Monday morning at the McDonald's located at 4695 Tamiami Trail. A 72-year-old man is dead after being shot by deputies in Charlotte Harbor in Charlotte County on Monday morning. Deputies said the man, identified as George Smith of Arcadia, pulled into the McDonald's at 4695 Tamiami Trail and got into argument with someone in the parking lot. A woman was with him, appeared to know about his mental state, and was trying to calm him down before law enforcement was called. When deputies arrived at the restaurant, they said Smith had rifle, made threats to them, and even aimed it at them. Deputies first tried non-lethal measures against the man by shooting him with beanbags, however when that didn't work, they shot him. Life-saving measures were attempted but Smith eventually died at the hospital. 2 deputies involved have been placed on administrative leave pending an ongoing investigation.
Good afternoon. At approximately 12 a.m. this morning, the Sheriff's Office received about 3 911 calls about an individual who was traveling the wrong way on US 41. One of the callers followed the vehicle that turned into the McDonald's in the Charlotte Harbor area. She thought that maybe the individual had dementia or was suffering from some sort of mental illness, and she had a background in mental health care, so she stood with the individual and began talking to him, at which time he made some statements to her that he was trying to drive to a police station. When asked why he needed the police station, he said that he wanted them to shoot him or he was going to shoot us. He also made statements that he had just killed 3 people. That has not been founded at this time. We have not found where 3 people have been killed. He stated that he was armed and he patted a long rifle that was in the front seat of his car. He told her that it was an AK-47 and that he had planned on using it when law enforcement arrived. She kept very calm and she was able to talk with him and relay information to us so we can tell responding deputies what was going on. As the deputies arrived on scene, he told the lady that she might want to leave now because he didn't want to see her get hurt, and at which time he removed the rifle from the front seat of his car. A deputy began giving him commands, verbal commands, to put down the rifle. Another team of deputies was able to set up with a shield and a less lethal shotgun with beanbag rounds. They got close enough where they felt that they may be able to deploy 3 beanbag rounds. We know it looks like at least 2 of the beanbag rounds had struck him, but it did not incapacitate him. At that time, he began to raise the rifle toward their direction and slide the bolt. Another deputy from another angle saw this, and he fired his weapon 4 times, striking and killing. The deceased was identified as 72-year-old white male George Smith out of Arcadia. We cannot find where we have had any contact with this individual here in Charlotte County. We don't know what his motives exactly were, other than it was looking that he wanted to get into a firefight with law enforcement. The investigation is still ongoing at this time. The Major Crimes Unit is working along with the State's Attorney's Office, who we contacted immediately and responded to the scene to assist in the investigation. There were approximately 10 deputies who responded to the scene at the time of the incident. This was close to shift change, so there was many deputies, luckily, that were in the area. It took them about 2 minutes to get on scene, and everything happened very quickly from that point on. After the shots were fired, the deputies did attempt life-saving measures immediately. EMS was called to the scene, and they transferred him to Bayfront Port Charlotte, where he succumbed to his injuries. As I stated, the investigation is still ongoing. The two deputies, the one who fired the less lethal and the one who fired the lethal shots, will be put on administrative leave per our protocol pending the outcome of the investigation. They are doing well, and we are not going to release their names at this time. We're going to make sure not only their physical well-being is okay, but their mental well-being is okay before their names are plastered all over the news. So with that, as soon as we have more information, Katie will release it. I believe she has a press release for you along with Mr. Smith's photo, and I believe we're going to be releasing the 911 call as well. So with that, thank you very much.
Okay, so as the sheriff mentioned, we're going to have a 911 call. The witness did a phenomenal job relaying all of the information to our dispatchers, who in turn were relaying it to the deputies on the road. So we think it's important not only to really kind of recognize what you're responding to, so we want to get that out to you as soon as possible. It just needs a few redactions, and then we'll make sure that we get it to everyone that's here and also just make it publicly available. We'll have the initial report available with just a layout of what the sheriff just went over. And I also have photos of the suspect that I can provide you hard copies now and then provide you electronic copies as soon as we conclude this. Are there any other procedural things that anybody needs that maybe we didn't cover now as far as like documents or anything?
Around what time do you think we'll get the redacted audio?
As soon as we finish this, I'm going to go check with her. I don't think there was a lot because there wasn't time to get a lot of initial personal information about the caller on the phone, so there might not be much to actually redact, so we should be able to get it to you shortly. Okay. Okay. Anything else? All right. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to be able to...
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.